friends. How are you all? I welcome you all to next session of English. Children, I thought of doing something very interesting today. Do you want to know what it is? All right, let us see. Hey, we have picture description. You know what is a picture description? Yes, it means describing a picture. Students, whenever we see a picture, so many thoughts come to our mind. Like this picture? Yes, it is of a beautiful beach scene. And what about this? Okay, I think it's a park. Alright. Hey, this is altogether different. It's a beautiful fair. Wow. And wow, we have another set of picture. So, you must be feeling that all the pictures are different from one another. And yes, that's why when we see a picture, we get diverse thoughts. So, won't it be fun if we also try to describe a picture? Let us see which picture do I have for you. Okay, now before actually starting, we should first understand what do we mean by picture description. A picture description involves writing sentences based on a given picture or set of pictures in present continuous tense. So students, you have to be careful. Which tense are we supposed to use? Yes, we have to use present continuous tense when we describe a picture. A picture description enquires the writer to carefully observe the given picture and describe it in the form of a composition having meaningful sentences. So, students, what do we mean by this? Yes, it means that whenever you see a picture, you carefully observe it and then you have to describe it in such a way so that the viewer or the listener gets a complete idea of your picture. Okay, so let us see technically what steps do we need to follow. Children, first and the foremost thing is carefully observe the picture, and that is very important. You know, I showed you four different pictures, and all the pictures were different from each other. So, accordingly, when we see a picture, we develop certain ideas in your mind. Yes, and the ideas which we get by observing any picture depends on how do we perceive it. If we see a happy picture, happy ideas come to our mind. If we see a sad picture, the ideas would be different. Next, you have to describe the background of the picture. Children, it is very important that whenever we see a picture, we should focus on the background as well. Then you should ask questions and note down the answers to these questions. Now, it must be coming to your mind. What kind of questions? Example, where does the scene take place? What is the first idea that clicks your mind when you see a picture? How many persons are there in the picture? So, whenever you get a picture for picture description, carefully observe what do you see in it, how many persons are there, what are all the people doing in the picture, how do they look? How do they look means, are they looking happy? Are they looking miserable? Alright? Then arrange the answers or the points that you get in a logical order. Write meaningful sentences to form a composition. Okay? And then write a title to the composition based on the main theme of the picture. Children, let us try and follow these rules. So, let's practice. Okay, so the task for you today is describe the given picture. Now, students, what do you see in this picture? Is it a beautiful scene or a boring scene? Okay, keep your answer in your mind. Then, what do you see in the background? Are there any mountains, rivers, or trees, sun or moon? The sky is having clouds, or it is a cloudless sky? How many people do you see in this picture? What are the main elements that you can see easily in the picture? Yes. And then, what are the different persons which you see? What are they doing? And finally, what feeling do you get by observing this picture? Remember, students, whenever we write about a picture composition, our main idea is that the viewer or the listener that reads out your sentences should get a complete idea of your picture. Alright? I'm sure you must have observed the picture and thought process must have started in your mind. So let us see. Okay. So are you ready with the composition? Okay, let us start. What do we have? This is the scene of a picnic spot on a beautiful sunny day. Now students, adjectives play a very important role when we write about any picture. We should try to supply adjectives to our nouns so that it gives a beautiful description. For example, the first sentence which we are writing is the scene. It is the scene of a picnic spot on a beautiful sunny day. As you can see, the sun is shining brightly. So we can say it is a sunny day. Yes. Let us see next. There are white fluffy clouds floating in the sky. Now can you see the white fluffy clouds over here? Yes. And I have supplied the adjective white fluffy. Okay. Next, a bright yellow sun is shining between the clouds. So the viewer or the listener who reads about our picture will get a fair idea that between the clouds the sun is shining and it is bright yellow. Okay, let us see next. The picnic spot is full of lush green and yellow trees on the steep slopes. Yes, we have described the background in a proper manner. There are trees, there are steep slopes, the sun, the clouds. So now let us move on to the next step. There is a big green tree in the middle. We can see that? Yes. So there's a big green tree in the middle having a tree house on it. Okay, children, you can even describe this tree house. For example, the tree house is red and white in color. There's a ladder that is there to reach the tree house. That will also be fine. A swing made of a tire is hung from the branch of a tree. So when we are describing a tree, we should describe all the major things that we can see on the tree. Okay? So we talked about the tree house, then the swing made of a tire. There are 5 boys and a girl in the picture. So we all can see? Yes, there are 5 boys and a girl. The children are wearing colorful dresses. So that gives an idea to the viewer that the children are wearing colorful dresses. They are not black and white. Okay? 2 boys are playing near a yellow tree on one side. So now we come to our next step. We are describing about our people. That what are they doing? So we have chosen to describe, to tell about the 2 boys who are playing near a yellow tree. Yes. Next, a pretty girl wearing a pink dress and a hat is cycling. So that is all can be seen. Of course, we can see a pretty girl and she is wearing a pink dress and a hat, of course. And what is she doing? She is cycling. There is a small pond shown in the picture. We can see this pond kind of things. Yes. And what is happening near the pond? A boy wearing a cap is sitting near the pond. He is having a fishing net in his hand and is trying to catch a fish. So now we are describing what is this boy doing. Alright. Another boy is drawing a pig painting. So we can see, yes, that on a side another boy is there that is he is drawing a painting. We can further describe him. He is sitting holding a paintbrush in his hand. Okay? And there is no such rule that how much do you want to write about. You can write 1, 2, 3 sentences about every person that you see in the picture. It depends on the word limit that you get. The last boy is clicking picture with his camera near the tree house. So we can see that he is near the tree house. Yes, and what is he doing? He is clicking pictures with his camera. Okay. Now I have not specified you any word limit as an example. But in case you get a word limit, then you need to understand, you need to think how many sentences do you wish to write about every person. But we should describe every person which we see in the picture in terms of their activities. And remember the tense, present continuous tense. All the children are enjoying happily. So finally, we have described our background, we have described our persons, we have talked about what are the activities they are doing, and finally, we have to write how do they look. Remember that point was also discussed? Yes. So finally, we gather this feeling that all the children are enjoying happily. You can even write it in a different way. For example, the picture looks beautiful. The children are enjoying merrily. So that is your wish. Try not to repeat your adjectives. Okay? A beautiful picture description is where we make use of adjectives, where we make use of new words, and where there is a proper sequencing of ideas. When we described about the background, we started with the sky. Then we started with the trees, slopes. Then we talked about the big tree which we can see in the picture. That tree is having a tree house, a tire swing. Then we talked about persons and we described each and every person in terms of their activities. So, that is the way we have done one picture description. Are you ready for the final draft? Yes. Let us see the final outcome of our picture description. So, this is the scene of a picnic. And now we have given a title to this picture depending on the sentences that we have framed about this picture. So this title is Scene of a Picnic. It can be a fun day also. It can be a picnic spot also. Okay? The title should actually be according to the picture what you get. Now let us read our final composition. This is the scene of a picnic spot on a beautiful sunny day. There are white fluffy clouds floating in the sky. A bright yellow sun is shining between the clouds. The picnic spot is full of lush green and yellow trees on the steep slopes. There is a big green tree in the middle, having a tree house on it. A swing made of a tire is hung from the branch of a tree. There are 5 boys and a girl in the picture. The children are wearing colorful dresses. 2 boys are playing near a yellow tree on one side. A pretty girl wearing a pink dress and a hat is cycling. There is a small pond shown in the picture. A boy wearing a cap is sitting near the pond. He is having a fishing net in his hand and is trying to catch a fish. Another boy is drawing a painting. He is sitting holding a paintbrush in his hand. The last boy is clicking pictures with his camera near the tree house. All the children are enjoying happily. So, finally, we are able to create a composition and we have followed all the steps that I taught you. We described the picture by carefully observing it, by describing the background of it. Then we talked about the persons, what are they all doing, and finally we came out with the feeling whether they are happy or sad. And then after writing our sentences, we decided to frame a title for our picture. So, did you enjoy today's session? Yes, I had so much fun today. And next time, whenever you see a picture, try and describe it in your own words. With this note, I thank you for watching this video and I expect now that you must be able to describe the pictures with the help of this video. Alright? See you next time. Bye and take care.